final episode of In the Fight. We find out what it takes to prepare F-16 fighter pilots for deployment. We meet a Department of Agriculture member tasked with keeping wildlife and aircraft safe. Marines blast their way through pre-deployment training. Special Reaction Team snipers train to hit the vital T-zone. And airmen in Okinawa make an annual flight to honor their fallen comrades. Flying a fighter jet takes a great deal of experience, technical training, and physical acuity. Air Force Master Sergeant Michael Jackson takes us to Luke Air Force Base, where F-16 instructor pilots explain the training and mindset that are involved in preparing for combat missions in a deployed environment.
Those guys have to understand that their job, by default, is to win. That's it. There's no second place when you go to war with people, right? There's no second place when you merge with an adversary aircraft. It's him or you. So by default, you win. And if you can't win, then this isn't the job for you.
Every time you take off, you have to be perfect. You know that every time you drop a bomb, the guys on the ground are counting on you.
Our guys are getting shot up. We need those buildings dropped now.
It's a stressful job, but it's stressful to the point that it maximizes your performance when you're airborne. And you get that from the first day of pilot training all the way to hopefully the last sortie that you ever fly in a fighter.
We have a lot of students that go downrange. 4 months from leaving here, they're in Afghanistan and they're doing exactly those things. They're dropping GBU-12s on folks, dropping GBU-38s, or they're down doing operations in Syria. So we try to make it as realistic as we can for these guys because we know that there's a good chance that when they leave here just a few months later, they could be downrange doing the same things.
I love being an instructor pilot here because I get to shape those guys. As soon as they show up, those are my guys to turn into the fighter pilots that I know what it's going to take for those guys to be successful in the Air Force. What I want to do is find that optimum stress point so that performance is exceptional. And I remember my IPs doing that to me too. You get done with the day and you're like, that was horrible, but I'm going to get better.
26,000 hostile, single contact.
You have to kind of try to instill in them that warrior spirit. You want these guys to learn to be aggressive, how to maximize and max perform the aircraft. And there's a lot that goes into it. And again, it's that shift, it's that mindset shift from I'm flying an airplane to fly it like a fighter. You don't have to do big maneuvers like you were doing in the T-38. This is a fighter high-performance aircraft, right? If there's something that you want to make go away, put the nose where it needs to be to make it go away.
You start throwing dogfighting in there, air combat maneuvering, air-to-air, large force employment exercises, close air support. So you package all that experience together and you transfer it to Afghanistan for your first sortie. At the end of the day, the finished product here at Luke is an incredibly capable fighter pilot.
The Department of Defense and the U.S. Department of Agriculture continually implement aviation safety programs to keep service members safe. One such program is helping keep wildlife off the flight line at Bagram Airfield. Senior Airman Timothy Kirchner tells us more in this report.
So typically the day starts before sunrise. We try to get out, observe the flight line, look for bird patterns, bird activities that are posing a threat to the air traffic. We're at Bagram Airfield, Afghanistan, and I'm here to help reduce wildlife strikes to aircraft for Air Force assets. Overall, for the base, or for the blue line that we're in control of, we use an integrated wildlife damage management program, which means we use a multitude of different methods to alleviate the problem. This could include harassment, habitat modification, exclusion. Sometimes we do have to use lethal control on those species that do not like to vacate the flight line very easily. But our goal is to protect the most critical areas of flight, which are right at the approach and right at rotation when they actually leave the runway and catch the air. And so those are the areas we try to focus on for our efforts on wildlife damage management here at the airfield. We have jackals, Cape hares, we have jungle cats, we have domestic dogs, feral dogs that get on the airfield. There's also domestic cats as well. There's a variety of wildlife here that are a concern for the aviation program or aviation safety. What's surprising to me is the number of different species that migrate through here that are in this locale for a semi-desert environment. I believe we've sent the Smithsonian's upwards of 70 different species from the airfield over the years. I just have a great, deep appreciation for the military and the folks that are over here. I know how hard it is for them. And so this is my little way to give back and hopefully make it a safer place so we all get to go home.
When dealing with on-base emergencies, it's the job of first responders to assess and take action on the situation as soon as possible. U.S. Forces Afghanistan correspondent Jet Fabara takes us to Bagram Airfield, where multiple first responder teams are interacting together in a base-wide exercise.
Bagram first responders collaborated in a first-ever two-day joint training exercise as part of a First Responder Operational Working Group initiative, also known as FROG.
We established a First Responder Working Group, or FROG as we affectionately call it, a few weeks ago. And the focus is really trying to find out where the gaps are in SOP and real-world response. So we're getting together, laying over our tactics, techniques, and practices with each other, and identifying solutions where policy and contracts with DoD contractors, there are current gaps, and we're trying to identify solutions how to best keep people safe and preserve the environment and property here at BAF. So the last 2 nights we've conducted full-scale joint training exercises with all of the first response agencies here on BAF, EMS, Fire, Provost Marshal's Office, and EOD.
During the exercise, teams from multiple disciplines were all evaluated on how they responded to a scenario involving an indirect fire attack.
I think exercises like this are extremely important for first responders to be able to understand each other's limitations as well as capabilities. It really only helps us better serve the Bagram population, and I think these exercises could also be applied stateside.
You train like you would work, and that way you don't get complacent, and when you get complacent, mistakes happen. So this is to prevent those mistakes when emergencies do arise.
The exercise culminated with a group briefing on lessons learned. Jet Fabara, Bagram Airfield, Afghanistan.
Hi, I'm B1 Gonzalez from Naval Mobile Construction Battalion 3. Just want to give a shout out to my wife Luisa and my son Antonio over in California. I love you, babe. I'll be home soon.
I'm Hospital Corpsman 2nd Class Joscaroo from San Diego, California, currently deployed to the Middle East with Special Purpose Marine Air Ground Task Force, Crisis Response Central Command. Just wanted to say hi to my family and friends. Love you and miss you. See you when I get back.
Hi, I'm Lance Corporal Rios Moreno from Naples, Florida. I'm with 3rd Law Enforcement Battalion. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody back home, to my family and friends, and to Golden Gate High School.
Coming up, Marines blast their way through pre-deployment training, and Army snipers train to hit the vital T-zone. Check out DivotsHub.net for the latest accurate and reliable information as In the Fight continues. Ludmila Pavlichenko, the deadliest female sniper in history, had how many confirmed kills? The answer when we return.
There are symbols that represent loss. There are symbols that represent strength. And there are symbols that represent both. Remember, respect, and honor our fallen military heroes and the sacrifice and strength of surviving families who wear the Gold Star pins.
I am ready to fight for my country when called to action. I had pushed my mind and body to the limit. I've come face to face with the enemy. Spilled blood with my brothers and sisters. Helped others in their most desperate of times. I am prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice. Want to see the world through my eyes?
Ludmila Pavlichenko, the deadliest female sniper in history, had how many confirmed kills? The answer is D, 309. In anticipation for an upcoming deployment to Australia, Marines with 1st Battalion, 1st Marine Regiment are conducting company-level assaults and operations in urban terrain. Marine Corporal William Perkins caught up with the unit as they blast their way through pre-deployment training.
As everybody knows, with Marine Corps' ethos, we train like we fight. Live fire, that is what infantry battalions do, locate, close with, and destroy. They need the confidence builder of coming out here, doing that live fire, working up from platoon, company level, integrating our mech assets, our indirect fire systems. All those things really bring it together for them. We need that prior to going down and conducting bilateral training with the Australian Defence Force.
But you need something like this at the end of your workout before you punch out, because it's the, like I said, one, you can't get any other training anywhere in the Marine Corps like this. I mean, the type of ranges and things that we're doing with combined arms, you can't do on Camp Pendleton, you can't do in Hawaii, you can't do in Camp Lejeune. Like, this is it, and this is when you put it all together and confirm a live fire. So yeah, I think it's critical that a unit does do a package like this, and I think this is something that should follow on for the remainder of the battalions that are going to MRF DX. It's pretty critical that you can bring a unit out here and utilize combined arms and do training and attacks and operations up to the company level that you just can't do elsewhere. You can't integrate tanks like this in 360-degree live fire in places like Hawaii and even on Camp Pendleton for that matter. So, and even though we're going on the UDP, where you go is kind of irrelevant. You got to be ready. You got to be ready to go into combat. You got to be ready to go to battle, and this sets you up for success.
In volatile hostage situations, highly trained snipers are often relied upon to provide a precise and immediate response when necessary. Army Sergeant Ricky Perez takes us to South Korea, where Special Reaction Team snipers are training to hit the vital T-zone.
When faced with serious life-threatening hostage situations, a quick and swift response could be the difference maker. 142nd Military Police Company always keeps their skills sharp to be ready in a pinch.
We're part of the Special Reaction Team. It's basically the SWAT team for the military police, the SWAT equivalent of civilian world. And the sniper team, or the marksman observers, are serving as counter sniper, and also we work as hostage situations.
SRT continues to train to find the best way possible to neutralize a dangerous situation before it escalates.
We're always training to hit the T-zone, and the T-zone on a human being will be from here to here, and from here to here, and that makes a T. If you hit somebody in the T-zone, it stops all muscle movement and reaction. So if somebody's holding somebody else hostage, and let's say they have a gun to them or something like that, if you hit them in the T-zone with the bullet, it'll stop their entire nervous system, and their body will not be able to react.
Army Sergeant Ricky Perez, Warrior Base, Korea.
The training needs of military and police forces can vary to a wide degree based on different scenarios. Luckily, Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst has many of these needs covered with a versatile indoor battle lab. Air Force Staff Sergeant Caitlin Jones takes us there in this report.
When it comes to work, reporting to a giant tactical playground nicknamed the Battle Lab isn't a bad place to be.
You can use it for a variety of doing room clearing to just staggered movements through a village. You could do key leader engagements in there. However you want to utilize that mount lane, sniper training, dog training, K9 training. So we pretty much open it to all ideas. I've seen them all. I could go on forever, but.
The Joint Force Training and Training Development Center, or Battle Lab, is home to several different training opportunities. And today, a local police SWAT team is making use of the Mountain Operation Urban Terrain Lanes to conduct specialized drills.
We're finding that with police departments, we're moving into more of an urban type of operation where we have to go in and clear residential areas. But with that being said, you can't really set up a residential area clear in the township of Willingboro without the residents going nuts and saying, why are you doing this? So we can come here, train at this facility. So it's quick, it's focused, and we can direct our training to specifically what we need to do.
The Battle Lab is ran by the New Jersey National Guard. However, the facility is open to all military services and civilian and federal agencies.
Other units think, oh, well, they're Army, we can't go there to go train. They can. So that's another reason why we try to offer it out, and we give out our cards, and we try to promote as much as possible so we can have people come in here, utilize the facility. It's a great facility. So, we would like other people to see what we have and realize that they have training local in New Jersey on this base.
So reporting to the Battle Lab isn't your run-of-the-mill PowerPoint brief, but a unique experience to practice like you play. Staff Sergeant Caitlin Jones, Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst, New Jersey.
Exercise Allied Spirit includes more than 2,400 participants from 7 NATO nations in an effort to hone skills and communication in a tactical environment. Army Specialist Lonnie Pasquale caught up with a multinational team of Joint Terminal Attack Controllers to find out how they are working to break down language barriers.
The job of the Joint Terminal Attack Controller is to coordinate air and ground assets to hit an enemy target. But how do you call for artillery support in another language?
The most difficult part here is the language barrier. Well, we all speak pretty much good English, but there's still some barriers in the language because of that.
It's kind of a tricky thing anyways, because it's a ground guy talking to a pilot in the air. So there's certain words that we're trying to get them to pick up on.
The need for fluid communication brings forces from 7 NATO nations together at the Hohenfels training area in Germany. The Slovenian and Italian JTACs are among 2,400 troops taking part in Exercise Allied Spirit 4.
We always look forward to exercises like this because it improves us. It's not just the control of the airplane or the air assets, it's more of integration of artillery and all that stuff, so it's good for our job.
You guys they all kind of do a little bit different. They're learning some of our ways, and we're picking up some of their stuff.
This beneficial exchange is the product of multinational training and solidifies common goals. What's gained is more than procedure, it's rapport.
It's good. We share experiences, and that's an important part.
For the 69th Public Affairs Detachment, I'm Specialist Lonnie Pasquale.
Hello, I'm U.S. Navy Corpsman 2nd Class Max Eberbach from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm currently deployed to the Middle East with Special Purpose Marine Air Ground Task Force Crisis Response Central Command. I'd like to give a big shout out to my friends and family back home and to everyone in the 904.
This is Captain Ryan Kim with NMCB 3. I'm from Ridgeland, Mississippi. And I'd like to give a big shout out to my fiance V, mom and dad, Misuk and Daniel, as well as my sisters, Rebecca and Hannah. I miss you guys and hope to see you soon.
Coming up, Marines get a taste of jungle survival. And we'll showcase some of the best photos from our service members, as In the Fight, presented by Divots, continues. What percentage of the Earth's water is fresh water? The answer when we return.
I want to give a shout out to my family and friends.
I want to send a shout out to my husband,
to my parents, my family back home.
I'd like to give a shout out to my girlfriend.
To my family and friends in Lansing, Michigan.
To my family out in Tucson, Arizona.
To my beautiful wife and children in Des Moines, Iowa.
To everybody in Texas.
In York, Pennsylvania.
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Chicago, Illinois.
Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Orlando, Florida. Oceanside, California.
And Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
I love you guys. I miss you. And I hope I'll see you soon.
From combat-related stress to the day-to-day stressors of life.
This package is going to be completed.
This is the 4th time this week.
Stress can affect every Marine and Marine family. The De-Stress Line provides anonymous counseling for Marines and Marine families when it's needed most. If you're feeling the effects of stress, call today and let us help you win your personal battles.
America's Navy, a global force for good.
What percentage of the Earth's water is fresh water? The answer is A, 2.5%. Training for survival in harsh or remote environments ensures that Marines are capable and effective wherever they are deployed. During Exercise Cobra Gold 2016 in Thailand, 31st Expeditionary Unit Marines were given a taste of what it might take to survive in the jungle. Senior Airman Michael Connors tells us more in this report.
Cobra Gold 16 increases cooperation and collaboration with partner nations in order to achieve effective solutions to common problems. Thai Royal Recon Marines lead jungle survival training for Republic of Korea Marines and U.S. Recon Marines.
With our greenside patrolling, it really helps us get our own food, purify water by ourselves, find water, and also it builds relations.
Greenside patrolling is extended recon on a specific target, but if things go wrong, the lessons taught during the training could be life-saving.
Water purification, the traps, and all the different types of vegetation in this type of environment. I took away a lot of that, especially for the greenside patrolling. I'll know what I can and cannot eat.
The combined environment creates friendships, building trust between the Marines they will take with them if they go into the field together.
We can establish credibility with them and they can establish credibility with us, which in turn leads to working together well.
The Marines ate many fruits and vegetables local to Thailand they had never tasted before, but none of them came close to the most exotic cuisine indulged in during the training.
The scorpion was a bit fishy. It was crunchy and I couldn't chew the legs, so I just had to end up swallowing the legs.
Senior Airman Michael Connors, Lattawan, Thailand.
No matter how painful it may be to remember or how easy it may be to forget, members of the 1st Special Operations Squadron make it a priority each year to return to the crash site of aircraft call sign Stray 59 in order to honor their fallen comrades. Air Force Lance Corporal Takun Norasingh takes us along on this year's memorial flight.
35 years ago, we lost several of our brothers in the Stray 59 accident down in Subic Bay, Philippines. We're here to commemorate the 8 crew members lost and the 15 special operators that were on board as well. It wasn't quite clear what happened, but they made their check-in calls and then a fisherman noticed that the airplane went down.
We're ensuring that their legacy lives on. We lost 8 of the first SOS crew members and 15 of the passengers, which included Army Special Forces, our brethren from the 320th Special Tactics Squadron, and Australian and New Zealand SAS.
We're going to take off and start heading towards the Philippines, Subic Bay, Philippines. We're going to do a flyover over the crash site, and then myself and the loadmaster will drop a wreath at the exact point where they went down. It's extremely important for us to do this every year, especially this year marking 35 years. Some of these people who have flown this airplane haven't been born yet.
It's very sombering as well. We go out and we recognize that what we do is a very dangerous business, and what these guys went out and did was the ultimate sacrifice.
It puts into perspective what we do every single day, and to know that any day the possibility of us not making it home is very real, and this really brings it home for us.
11 years ago, I was a much younger guy, and I joined the Air Force to be a part of something bigger, to make a difference. I think now as I get older, you recognize a little bit more of the importance of it, and the sacrifice becomes more real, that at any point in time, you could no longer be here. Looking back, I may have come in for a different reason, but standing here now, it's good to be a part of history, to be a part of those that came before you, and to see the world and make a difference and protect the country is the main reason why I joined.
Divots is a 24/7 operation that provides a timely, accurate, and reliable connection between the media and the military serving worldwide. Through a network of over 200 portable satellite transmitters around the globe and a distribution hub in Atlanta, Georgia, Divots gives you access to the front lines with live and archived broadcast video, still imagery, and print products. Visit our website at divotshub.net and search through our enormous video and photo library. Register on our website to gain complete access to high-definition content, along with breaking news alerts and webcasts from top military officials. For questions or comments about In the Fight or Divots, you can email us at ondemand@divotshub.net or follow us on Twitter and Facebook. As we close, we feature some of the best photos that Divots has to offer as we listen to Eddie Horst's composition, Pangea. See you next time, In the Fight.